It's somewhere home. What the hell am I doing? Anyways, I have my little remote on top of the soundboard, so don't trip. But hey, welcome. That's how we're doing that one now. It is a Sunday morning. It is Sunday, June. What is it? 8th. And all right, we just missed a good day, which is number 7. You know how I feel about 7. But yeah, man, big week happening. A lot of interesting moments going on. Switch 2 just launched. Freaking PlayStation just showed up their cards. Freaking Arc System Works just showed up. Marvel's Capcom. There's a lot going on. We're gonna do our best to make it happen, to make it sound all smooth, and to have a good time. So let's start off with a little bit of a ongaku kana and do our best. Hey, if you didn't know, it's your boys. Okami saw Stitch. To EXP. Here. Have a good time. It is very warm. We got technology in the background. We like it. And we should be able to handle it. So let's see what we can do. Ja, ikuzo. So kana. This isn't enough flat notes the whole way. Got it. She eyes me like a Pisces when I am weak. I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box for weeks. I've been trained into your magnet trap. I wish it could hit your cancer when you turn black. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Your advice. Man-eating hawk kids forgive no one just yet. Cut myself an angel hair and baby's breath. Broken hymen of your highness, I'm left black. Throw down your umbilical nose so I climb back. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Your advice. Oh. She eyes me like a Pisces when I am weak. I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box for weeks. Fuck off, my blockers. I've been drawn into your magnetar trap. I wish I could hit your cancer when you turn black. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Your advice. Your advice. Your advice. God damn, I love Nirvana. Anyways, those guys are having fun out there. Thank you. Thank you for being weird about that one. I need to move the Switch remotes. But man, oh man. That's how you know it's a Wednesday. Yep. So, man, okay, we're gonna transition easily over. That was smooth. Thank you, soundboard. Thank you. I removed the switches. I moved my picture instead. And yes, we're gonna jump right into it. So hey, that's always a fun time. I can see that part. And yes, see you guys in 5. I would say, okay, let's go Beatles. I do want more Beatles in this list. Wink, wink. Hint, hint. But the Beatles are so far away because Choto kana. It's time. It's true. It's happened. Link respects woman. if it wasn't apparent that the you do the shit I had to do to get this happening. Man, if it wasn't apparent by the knighted knight, the dude that's been knighted by the princess of Hyrule, Link respects women. How do we know? Well, let's find out by Kenneth Shepard over at Kotaku. Link in all his variations is a hero, sword-wielding savior, is a heroic... What? Oh, he's doing heroic shit. He actually wrote that in there. Very nice. I like it. In every Legend of Zelda game, he's embodiment of courage and goes to great lengths to defeat evil in whatever form it appears, and has saved the day countless times. It's only natural. Then he would also embody the important virtue of respecting women. Whoa, man. Now, thanks to the Switch 2 version of Tears of the Kingdom, we know that he does. Switch 2 version of Tears of the Kingdom comes with a few perks not found on the original console. It looks better and runs smoother, amen. But perhaps the most exciting thing Nintendo has added for a new system is Zelda notes, an assortment of voice, and text logs from different characters that you can read on your phone while you play. What? Many of them are from the princess herself and actually do a lot to flesh out her hero, who's typically a silent protagonist. One entry has Zelda recounting the time the two went to Evendite Island and how Link having been there before and being stripped of his gear, expected the same to happen to Zelda, and thus covered his eyes so he wouldn't see anything indecent. That, my friends, is a gentleman. Bueno. Link came along to protect me, quote, but suddenly he covered his eyes the moment we landed. Fortunately, it seems all the monsters vanished with the calamity. Regardless, when I asked him what he was doing, he said last time he was here he had been stripped of, all his possessions when he arrived. He could have mentioned that possibility before he set foot on shore. Wow. That's my hero of time, or whatever we're calling Tears of the Kingdom. It is a huge game, so we prospect going back to feels a little daunting, even if I'll switch to enhancements. I've never played it, so I'm ready. I'm looking forward to what other stories and secret fans might find in Zelda notes. Sheesh. That's cool. So this is the Tears of the Kingdom. Got it. So this is the second game of the Breath of the Wild series. And again, we've been kind of seeing what is Nintendo doing? What is the whole point of Switch 2? Why do we now have to link our phones to all this? And yes, it is data. Don't think about it. Don't think too hard. But what do we do it for, right? We as the consumers, we as the people who are like putting in the time and effort and blah, blah, blah. What do we get out of sharing our mobile phone data when we connect all these all these accounts? And like, trust me, I get it because Zenless Zone Zero has my Google, my PSN, and will soon have my Xbox when it launches in June, next month. So I understand why it feels right, quote unquote. But it's interesting to see that Nintendo's jumping into that space, mostly because we've never really seen a Nintendo that wants to like go super interactive, right? We had the second screens with the PS4 era and the Xbox One era, where they would load up a map on Assassin's Creed, or you can pinpoint things and blah, blah, blah. And it was an idea. It was a thought process. Maybe now that we've worked out more kinks, and now that they have quote-unquote investor partners that really are interested in American data, that they are moving forward this and doing things with it. That's cool, I guess. But the question then becomes how much more of that is going to be a thing, or is it just like another one of those electronic fads where as soon as nobody really sees much out of it, they kind of stop supporting it, which I guess coming from Nintendo might not be something to worry about. I feel like they have a good hold on the things that they do. Even the weird Nintendo decisions that they do have shown at least some promise. So maybe now that everyone has gotten over the whole second screen experience, Nintendo being the pioneer is out there going like, you know what, it's time for us to connect them phones. Regardless, Switch 2 is out. There is a app that works with these games somehow. I'm not there yet. Maybe I'll look into it. but mostly gentlemanly. That's it. It's not that hard, is it? Anyway, what is hard? Even if Nintendo does respect women. No, even if Link respects women, don't mean Nintendo do. Because Princess Peach voice actor of 18 years confirms she's been replaced. Damn. This is by Tom Ivan over at, I don't even know, Video Game Chronicles. VGC. Alright. Samantha Kelly is her name. And longtime Princess Peach and Toad voice actor Samantha Kelly, and Toad actor? Wow. Has confirmed she'll no longer be playing characters in Nintendo games. Kelly first voiced Peach in 2007 Wii game Mario Strikers Charged, and has continued to provide the character's voice for the years since, including for 2024's Princess Peach Solo Time. Sugoi, that was her last role. So that was the 17 years ago? Yeah. Damn, that's like a whole, like, basic education, GED right there, man. Writing on Instagram on Friday, Kelly said Nintendo informed her this week of its decision to recast the roles of Peach and Toad, who she had also voiced for many years. Quote, "Thank you for so many years of friendship and joy. I'm sad that it's over. I truly would have wanted to voice Peach and Toad forever. Nintendo let me know yesterday they had decided to recast these roles," end quote, she wrote. "I'm grateful that I got to do these roles for so many years. Peach and Toad are such strong and beautiful characters that I pray they live forever, no matter who voices them. So much love," end quote. According to Kelly, Nintendo gave her recasting news on the same day that it released Switch 2 and console's flagship launch title, Mario Kart World. I was gonna ask, who is... Nice. Oh my god! I'm gonna play Astro Chain. I'm gonna finish Astro Chain. Oh my god, I'm so excited. In August 2003, Nintendo announced that Charles Vanette, who had voiced Mario for over 24 years, would be stepping down from voice acting duties, instead taking on a new Mario ambassador role. Shortly afterwards, it was confirmed that LA-based voice actor Kevin Afghani had assumed the role of Mario and Luigi for the upcoming Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Who? No, that's cool. All right, well, that's the news on those guys. What is a Lego Nintendo Entertainment System? Sugoi. That's the news on those guys. It's there, right? It's kind of like a thing. We saw how they treated Marnette, and even though he still appeared in the Super Mario movie, like, you know, he had a vibe there. He knew his time was up. I don't really understand why they don't teach her, like, tell these people a bit more ahead of time, but I guess just to like avoid any spoilers for anything, now that the Switch 2 has launched, maybe now they're like, okay, we can layer in all the bad news or whatever, however you want to call it. But we've talked about this. We've talked about Yuri Lenthal being mad because they didn't want to recast him as Yosuke in the remake of Persona 4. We've talked about, like, we haven't actually, but the Zenless Zone Zero English voice actors have been going on quite the fucking, like, rampage lately. And it shows a lot about, you know, what these people kind of like their voice is theirs. Obviously, that makes sense, right? At some point, or actually even now, everything that I'm recording today and that I have recorded will be absorbed by an AI so they can replicate my speech patterns. Yes, that's gonna happen. I completely understand that. And it sucks, right? Obviously that sucks. So when someone gets hired to be a voice for a character, you can obviously see how, like, it kind of becomes their life. And that makes sense, and I respect that as like a sense of pride. It can be a healthy pride, right? It can be like, yo, 18 years I put into work and I give it my all, and that was my version of Princess Peach. But at the end of the day, Peach will exist for another 18 years, I think. Hypothetically, fingers crossed, please, Lord Jesus. That means Rosalina is still alive. And so, like, it's also pretty impractical and a bit a bit like infeasible that like, you know, someone could be like, oh, uh forever I can voice them forever because yes, I'm still alive, yes, I still need a job, yes, I still need to pay my bills, yes, now I'm so comfortable in this lifestyle, and now I have to figure out what do I do with my life now that I am no longer Princess Peach. So it's crazy. It is change, right? It's almost like taking away life from you, but that is the universe. That is gonna keep on happening. And I guess I feel like there should be a better way to kind of have this harmonic resonance to just like be like, all right, well, we're gonna be wrapping things up, like get ready. But at the same time, I also see that the argument against that, because then certain voice actors who are very let's call them big-headed will be like, yo, I'm Spider-Man. What do you mean you don't want me to be Persona 4? And obviously that is because of the budgeting thing, right? You can only assume that like now that Yuri Lenthal is Spider-Man, he's asking for a certain price. There's a reason I'm not able to land a kitchen job so easily. They look at my resume and they go like, fuck, this guy wants money. This guy wants my job. So it's rough out there. I get that. You suffer your own success, but man, you just also gotta be fair. This industry has been growing. This industry has been completely wild, and while the people who should be getting paid more, i.e. the developers, i.e. the fucking chefs in the back of the kitchen, should be getting a bigger piece of the pie, we're seeing that more these people who are the faces of the games are saying, no, that's my voice and that's my life. Like, no, you can't do this without me. And that's where things get a little toxic. So that's where the toxic pride kicks in, I would say. It's a delicate line to walk. It's a delicate balance. I understand our lives are our lives, and it's disruptive when these lives change behemothly and so drastically for her, unfortunately. But you got to do it, right? You got to think about it. You got to have your priorities, and you got to be like, well, what am I doing this for, and what do I want to do now that I'm not this, quote unquote. So I just wish her the best. She's gonna have time to really think about it. And honestly, dude, she's Princess Peach. She could go out there and apply for voice acting careers, right? Like, right? She's still got a future for her, I would say. So hey, sky's the limit. Give it a chance. Because even if Nintendo does give it a chance, there's still seriousness, unless Nintendo gets super serious. Because apparently Nintendo gets popular VTuber streams illicit because she maybe played a hacked Pokemon cartridge. Quote, you break Nintendo's rules, you pay, even if you're a bunny. This is by Ian Walker over at Le Polygon. We know this person, quote unquote, Usada Pecora is one of the biggest VTubers in the world, but even she can't withstand the might of Nintendo. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, Polygon? Get your fucking shit together. Guideline. Okay, she misread the guidelines. Something HTTP. Kaba-sama. Okay. According to a report for Automation, Nintendo recently contacted Cover Corporation. Cover Corporation. Oh, yeah. Cover Corporation followed the guidelines we had left out, which is blah 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 hacking. According to a report for Automation, Nintendo recently contacted Cover Corporation or the VTuber talent agency Hololive Japan over concerns. Pecora may have used a hacked Pokemon Emerald cartridge during a March 29th broadcast. As modifying video games saves can be a serious crime in Japan, Nintendo's streaming guidelines reserve the company's right to, quote, object to any content that we believe is unlawful, end quote. Cover decided that the best course of action would be to take down the stream archive and issue an apology on April 9th. Boom. Quote, okay, what the hell happened? I can almost hear you asking your computer scene. Let's get into it. The offended broadcast involved Pecora buying and investigating a bunch of used Emerald cartridges in hopes of finding one that contained a super rare item known as the Old Sea Map. The item, which provides access to a special area in the game wherein the player can track down and catch Mew, was distributed in 2005 at a handful of live events. throughout Japan as a gift for purchasing a ticket to the movie Lucario and the Mystery of Mew in Taiwan. What? During the stream, Pecora kept a running tally of the number of cards she checked, and wouldn't you know it, the save on number 22 had an old Sea map in its inventory. Apologies in advance for the screaming. We're good on that. No way, Mew. Someone attended an event in Japan 20 years ago and got the old Sea map for some reason and never used it to acquire Mew, and Pecora was lucky enough to find a mysterious person's copy of Pokemon Emerald without having to dig through hundreds of cartridges. Pecora fans saw this as merely a stroke of luck, while others pointed out how odd it was all of these unlikely events managed to line up for a perfect stream moment. Her supposedly outsized good fortune, combined with some apparent irregularities in the items in-game text, had led some viewers to believe the OC map may have been hacked into the game rather than tamed legitimately. Pecora addressed the growing controversy on April 3rd. She explained the situation to viewers as a gray zone. Whoa. Yeah, that's how you know she fucked up. And announced she wasn't going to continue her hunt for shiny Mew after finding the old Sea map was the ultimate goal of Pokemon Emerald streams. After finding the old Sea map was the ultimate goal of Emerald streams. Bueno. They're suspicious that the ROM has been modified, quote, Pecora said in a video. Quote, Pecora doesn't want to do it if it's fake, too. I won't do it, so I put this Mew stream on pause. Who was right? I don't know anymore. It's honestly too suspicious, so I don't know. It'll be meaningless if it's fake, so I just won't do it. That's the decision I ended up with, and I apologize causing fuss over this. I'm really sorry. I won't be catching me anymore. I read this, so this happened a while ago. I do remember this. Also, she refers to herself in third person. Wow. That's how you know she's real. In his apology letter, Culver promised that to be more cautious as well as educate staff and talent to prevent from similar occurrences in the future. Neither Culver nor Nintendo have confirmed whether or not the cartridge was actually hacked. Why is this being talked about now? Because this happened a while ago. April, right? So that was months ago. So why are we talking about this now, Polygon? Like oh, this is April 9th. Oh, I'm dumb. Don't worry about it. It happens. Wait, what the How the fuck did this creep in? Anyways. That's called being just seeing Nintendo just do their thing and like being serious about things. What is their extent of their, let's call it their lull and their reach? It's gonna be one of those things. I understand that like because they're a big corporation and because they're like making money off of this thing that people get all salty and legal about it. There's a reason I don't like to make money off of my let's call them hobbies, and we're there, right? At any point Nintendo can flip a switch and be like, yo dogs, it's over, nobody streams no more Nintendos, kind of like how Wanda said no more mutants in the X-Men vs Avengers arc. So that's that. We'll see where this goes forward, and like seeing as how more and more sponsorships are happening with I brought it up because of fucking Death Stranding. So Death Stranding has implemented Pecora into their game. Hideo Kojima, being Hideo Kojima, got the VTuber to come through to his studio and he put her in the game. So is that happened after Nintendo? Maybe. Think about it. Anyways, April 4th. Why now? All right. It's irrelevant because the new age is now and we got AI, baby. Fuck those VTubers. I say that as I say with this face. Epic is bringing AI Darth Vader with tech to Fortnite creators. Damn right, Skippy. AI MCs don't swear. I hope they do. I hope they fucking swear so I can cuss them. No, I'm just kidding. So I can teach them something. Nice. This is by Jay Peters on June 3rd. Good job. Yeah, it's still relevant. Over at Leverage. Epic is going to allow Fortnite creators to make AI-powered NPCs that work similar to recently launched AI Darth Vader. The company showed off the tech at the State of Unreal show on Tuesday. Using the Unreal editor for Fortnite, creators can make characters' personalities that they can voice and chat with. Creators will be able to set the type of voice, the delivery, and the AI NPC's characteristics when the feature is available later this year. Damn. In a live demo on stage at the event, 2 staffers showed a conversation with an AI character, Mr. Buttons, whose purpose was to try to get the player to press a big red button in a room. For example, one Epic staffer asked a question about the screens in this room, saying not to press the button, and the AI wanted the player to push the rules and press the button. About the screens in the room, saying not to press the button. Do not press the button. Press the rules, press the button. Damn, pushing AI, huh? In May, Epic added a Darth Vader NPC to Fortnite that could speak to players using an AI-powered version of James Earl Jones' voice. Jones' estate approved of the use of his voice. However, Epic had to issue a poor hotfix after players got the AI Darth Vader to swear. The AI NPCs aren't the only AI-focused news for Fortnite creators. Epic is also beta testing the Epic Developer Assistant, an AI chatbot can be help creators write code in UNS verse programming language. The beta test is live today. Damn. Epic also announced the new franchises will be available for the creators to experience with. Squid Game's assets will be available starting June 27th, same day as the premiere of the show's 3rd and final season. The creators will be able to publish Squid Game experiences later this summer. Avatar: The Last Airbender, which appeared in Fortnite last year, will be available for creators to build with in 2006. Star Wars assets will be available at some point in the future. And on June 17th, creators will also be able to build LEGO experiences brick by brick, which should allow for more customizable LEGO experiences. Wow. So that's that. If you were around and you saw the gameplay of the Death Star sabotage event, that is up on our channels. Please go check that out. I had an interesting time with Otaku, and that we talked about how like AI is just basically running these tests consistently to like improve, create, build, and hypothetically give all of that creativity back to the developers, not even developers, the creators, not the guys sitting behind the computers at Epic Studios. The dudes who are in their households on their couches just building blocks together, and I guess maybe on a computer in their house. But that's impressive, right? We have Epic kind of being like this center of creativity and giving people like that free access, quote unquote. I don't know how free it is, but it is free access, and for the people who want to work on things, develop things, learn how to work in engine with the Unreal. And that's amazing, man. We're getting at a point where we're taking kind of like the power from the companies and we're just giving them to the people. And honestly, dude, for the most part, yes, everybody can make any technology into a weapon, but for the most part, that is how we get like our maximum, like Maximus. Like that is how we get the ultimate, like, I don't want to call it a utopian, but like if everyone is actually creating things that they want to do while other people are also creating like safe measures and stop gaps from other stupid people, then wouldn't it all kind of like balance out? Yes, I know that is a very simplistic way of putting it, but again, just put it this way. If everyone was able to create what they wanted, wouldn't we be happier? Now, the fact that this is happening in a digital world and being licensed directly through Fortnite and Epic is kind of a weird tipping point. But for right now, in the moment that we are just allowing this creativity to shine and even adapting AI to maybe learn something positive, again, people are going to be cussing out at the AIs and getting them to do something weird, and sooner enough we're going to be back to a Modern Warfare 2 online lobby on the Xbox 360, if you know. But I also believe that you can come out with some of the best of us will stand up and show us what we should be doing, not because we are being forced to do it or because someone is like paying us to do these things, but because it is inspirational. The fact that we have these dreams, these visions that can be realized, presented, and showcased just to anyone who actually cares. So that is something for the big leagues. I'm looking forward to it. I'll never forget running around with AI Darth Vader, and essentially we were just shooting down people, and like Vader was giving out like tips or whatever it was. Oh, there's people down there, blah 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 blah. And simply put, I said heard, and then Vader goes like, heard, what does that mean in context and blah 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 blah. And for anyone who's not in the know, in the kitchen, in the culinary kitchen, when somebody yells out anything like necessary to you, i.e. I need 2 salads, i.e. I need that grilled steak, i.e. I need these 2 tickets, or i.e. coming in behind you, i.e. I got a hot pot behind you, you say heard. That is all you say, heard, and you move on. You do the next fucking shit. So that is, sorry, I heard it. So that is like the word to use in the kitchen. And Vader going like, what does that mean? And then me explaining it to him, I just said, I think I said understood. And then he pieced it together. He said, so you saying heard as because you understand or what's being said, and blah, blah, blah. I will keep that in context. I will keep that memorized. And yes, that is the AI writing its own code, remembering things. That is the artificial intelligence learning on the spot. We can teach these things, important things. We can teach these things how to maybe heal cancer if we go through with it. But if we're out here just dicking around and yelling at each other and distracting ourselves and like, I don't know, just letting the worst of us like just waste our fucking time, then we won't go anywhere. The sky, 200 degrees, and what they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. That's right, baby. Yo, who else is super hot? Woo! Superman. You thought we were done Fortnite? Superman arrives in Fortnite Battle Royale during Star Wars live event as Death Star detonates and destruction rains down. Go watch our video, it's pretty damn cool. It's out there on the tubes. Anybody who needs to watch any VODs or any of those fun stuff, YouTube, any editor, and Assassin Alchemist, they have those VODs for you up and ending live Twitch, go handle. Fortnite has just wrapped up its latest explosive live event, detonating its Death Star looming over the island and welcoming DC Comics hero Superman in the process. Tonight's event, Death Star Sabotage, saw nearly 6 million players infiltrate Empire's fully operational battle station, and hovered menacingly over Fortnite Battle Royale throughout Star Wars mini-season. Happily and perhaps unsurprisingly, players were able to stop the station's deadly space laser from littering the game's map, although not without causing a bit of damage in the process. The destruction rained down. The event's closing moments saw Superman arrive, presumably to try and help with cleanup duties during the game's incoming superhero-themed season, which begins in just a few hours' time. Sick. Fortnite's big Star Wars event began orbit around the game's Battle Royale island, giving players a real glimpse of the game setting outside of its usual boundaries. Fortnite setting exists as a bubble floaty reality universe, which hardly allows the characters from any franchise to burn up at any time. Nice. Here, players are able to pilot X-Wings and TIE Fighters to blow up orbiting Star Wars destroyers and engage in dogfights. The continued absence of Star Wars Battlefront 3. This was a fun riff on the space battles to get things started. Yes, dude, yes. Please watch the playthrough. I saw like a couple of minutes of it. Dude, it looks so good. Like, even playing it was freaking dope. But seeing it looks so good. Like, I can't believe that EA fucked up this hard. It's not that hard, apparently. Especially if they did it on the PS2 era. The action then swiftly moves within Death Star itself as Fortnite heroes Jonesy, Troy Baker, and Hope, Susie Young, led players through the bowels of the station, initially disguised as stormtroopers and their captives. Ultimately, players found themselves in an encounter with Star Wars Emperor. Was that the voice of Chief Palpatine himself, Ian McDiarmid, and an escape to Death Star as it exploded. Nice. Best Star Wars Battlefront, eat your heart out. For reals, man. In a nod to Fortnite's live events, Skyfire, which also ended in space station exploding above the game's island, players were initially left to celebrate their victory, until the realization that a huge flaming chunks of said space station were now raining down the Battle Royale home. And here, one of these chunks smashed straight into the glowing rift gate used to access the spirit realm by the Fortnite's current anti-hero Daigo, unleashing its untold power. What? The event's final moments see players back on the island, mysterious energy now crackling around them. Will this be the explanation why superpowers now exist in Battle Royale season? Quite possibly. Meanwhile, Superman is seen watching from the island from afar, as it is flooded by spider-realm energy. The discussion here, of course, is Superman will be swooping in to help. He's right there. Fortnite will, for the first time, follow a major event the same day, following the conclusion of Death Star. Fortnite is currently in downtime. It will return Chapter 6, Season 3 in a few hours' time. As you might expect from Superman's arrival, the next season will indeed be superhero-themed. Eagle Eye players have noticed this, and indeed the new version played by David Cornsweet from James Gunn's upcoming Superman movie. That's some well-timed branding synergy. It's very good. It's very, very good. While highly anticipated, Fortnite Star Wars season saw some of the game's lowest player numbers in some time. Really? Perhaps in response to its daring decision to remove all regular weapons and ammo. That was good. I love that. And fully commit to a 5-week period of Star Wars gunplay. It'll be interesting to see how players' numbers rebound with the launch of the new season later today. Fortnite developer Games announced it would be making Star Wars in-game assets filled with creators, build their own experience, blah blah blah, not future. Nice. There you go. That was cool. Unfortunately, I think it did. I got a black screen for all this, so I did not see Superman. That's very disappointing. But yeah, they did do that. So that happened. I was actually my first time in a live event, so it was interesting to see. Jumped in with the boys, had a good time, and it was cool. So definitely appreciate the dogfighting. That was like monumental. It happened. It was so cool. You know what else is cool? Marvel is lapping DC in video games, and it isn't close. It's by Austin Manchester over at Le Polygon. Closing out Wednesday's State of Play was a banger of announcements. Sony revealed, yes, System Works, Marvel's Tokon Fighting Souls, an tag team fighter from Arc System Works. The excitement could not be higher for an anime-inspired fighter coming to PS5 and PC next year. Buzz around it has only illuminated how well Marvel is dominating video games right now, especially compared to the distinguished competition, DC. Nice, I see what you did there. Token's announcement in the games comes after a string of successful video games featuring Marvel characters across genres. Marvel is crushing the mobile market with Snap, its hero shooter category with Rivals, and single-player space with Marvel Spider-Man 2. Insomniac's previous Spidey games, Marvel's offering something to gamer every type of gamer in, and when its games aren't commercial hits, they still land with players and critics. Guardians of the Galaxy and Midnight Suns are two of my favorite games this generation, and I still hold out for hope for sequels to them. Nice. Contrast without DC, those characters last saw success in the PS4, Xbox One days. It's been 8 years since Injustice 2 dropped, DC's last objectively. I love you, baby, and if it's going alright, I need you, baby. In a lonely night, I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't let me down, I pray, oh, pretty baby. Now that I found you, stay and let me love you. Let me love you always. I need you. Phil Dick has passed since Batman Arkham Knight, though ever that title was a bit of a letdown. Some players compared to the previous Arkham game, a little less Batmobile would have gone a long way. Sheesh. DC struck gold with Rocksteady's Arkham series, releasing a series of hits from 2009 to 2015. Yet following that success with some curious decisions, not one but two Batman Arkham VR games were released, the first in 2016 and the second in 2024 for the MetaQuest 3. Till MetaQuest 3 has exclusive titles. What? Batman Arkham Shadow garnered a positive reception at launch, but I mean, are you looking into MetaQuest 3 to get your Batman Arkham fix? Didn't think so. I want it on PSVR, baby. There were Gotham Knights. Despite the 2002 game featuring members from the Bat family, it has no connections to Arkham series. Continuing the storyline wouldn't save Gotham and its repetitive structure from mediocre reception. It could have at least been fans of Rocksteady series a reason to check it out instead of becoming a one-off dud. Suicide Squad, Justice League, not bad. A co-op game that sucked. Or, well, that didn't have that vibe. Pivoting back to Batman to the single player, according to Bloomberg reports earlier says that Batman game is likely years away if it ever sees light of day. It's increasingly likely that Rocksteady and DC as a whole go to the entire PS5 Xbox Series X generation without a hit game. Marvel isn't without the duds either. Marvel Avengers faltered with its own crack and live service model and repetitive gameplay. Black Panther game was also cancelled. That would have an evolved version of Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor Nemesis system after Warner Brothers canceled the Wonder Woman system game for Monolith, the creators of the Nemesis system. Yep, that happened. Still, one of the comics giants is obviously on an upward trajectory than the other. Marvel is succeeding at featuring A-list characters like Spider-Man in games, as well as spotlighting lesser-known heroes like Magic in Midnight Suns or frickin' Jeff the Land Shark in Marvel Rivals. While DC is struggling getting its Trinity front and center, aside from Marvel Toctron, Marvel has also Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Marvel 1943, Hydra, Marvel's Wolverine, Marvel's Blade, and an Iron Man game in the pipeline. Meanwhile, DC has, if it ever actually comes out, The Wolf of Among Us 2, Ayo, which players may not even realize is based on the comic book series Fables from DC Comics Vertical line. Hopefully, for Wednesday Warriors who want to embody their favorite heroes in video games, DC and Warner Bros. Gets their act together sooner rather than later. All it could take is an announcement of Injustice 3 for DC to build back some momentum. Until that happens, please, NetherRealm, make it happen. Marvel will continue to supply comics fans with what they want, some kick-ass superhero games. Wow, that's a take. I don't think we need an Injustice 3. I feel like the Mortal Kombat style of Injustice is kind of done already. I think the reason people are like super hype of Tokion or whatever it's called, Tokan. Tukan. Well, sorry, that's from Black Panther. That's the Namor, the serpent god or whatever. Tukan. Because he's Mexican. That's why I vibe with it. Or whatever you want to call it, Aztec or whatever, Mayan or whatever. Atlantean. There you go. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. So I feel like the reason people are hyped up about it is because it's less of the same, which is less of the same, which is what it would be by itself, and more of something like fresh. Even though it is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, this looks fresh. This is different. We haven't had out of boundaries like knockouts for MVC2, I believe, and like this 4-on-4 player combat is insane. It shows that they are not only just throwing shit against the wall, but they're throwing shit that works. So that's insane, man. And like just the fact that its arc system works. It's fucking arc system works. God, I still not fucking over it. It's so cool. And that is a company who has proven all their knowledge, all their like building, all their ambition is there, man. You can showcase it, you can put your finger, you can trace the trajectory of how skilled the team is. And you cannot say the same for Rocksteady and for I would say Neversoft. Neversoft is slowly kind of like not hitting as much as they used to. NetherRealm, sorry. Think of was it Mortal Kombat 1? I think that's the recent one that just came out. And like maybe it was the naming, maybe it was something, but it didn't hit. It did its thing, it made its money, and then people saw that everything else was like more. I think Street Fighter came out and everyone saw that everything else was more let's call it technical. And that is what players want. Technicality. We've been punching each other for generations, yes. And now it's time to spruce it up a notch. We get it. We know punch. We know forward swoop and punch gives a Hadouken. So now we need to do Hadouken with a combo with something else, something sick. So, step up on it. Got time. Not a lot, but you got time. But it seems like the best they have for now is that they will add Superman into Fortnite, and who knows? That might do wonders for them. So here's to hoping. Because Marvel Studios won't have its annual San Diego Comic-Con panel this year. Damn, son. This is by Jim Vejvoda. Studios will not hold its annual Saturday Hall H presentation Comic-Con this year, although Marvel Entertainment will also have panels and devoted comics to games as well as booths on the showroom floor. With Doomsday moving its release from May 2006 to December 2006, the studio is holding its powder for Comic-Con 2026, rather than suspending production in London to fly its cast or more than 2,000 stars to appear on stage in San Diego this year. This year, San Diego Comic-Con coincides with the release of Fantastic Four First Steps. Marvel Studios went big for last year's show with a special Thursday panel for Deadpool and Wolverine and a big reveal of Robert Downey Jr.'s casting as Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday. In Avengers Secret Wars, the studio also put a huge Galactus drone show over the skies of San Diego. Cute. Last time Marvel skipped SDC was in 2003 due to the Hollywood labor strikes. One can speculate that just because Marvel Studios won't be at SDCC, it doesn't mean that parent company Disney won't be there, as the studio has sci-fi titles Tron, Ares, and Avatar Fire and Ash opening later this year. There you go. If you needed any indication that like it's not going so well, it's going well enough, right? But yeah, Marvel might be doing great in the video game spectrum. I should have been like this one, but I don't know, man. They're making money off of their titles. Yes, people are watching the movies in theaters and blah blah blah, but there's something to be said about the quality and what this is all about. What this is all about. Doom. I never realized it was D for Doom. So we'll have to wait and see, man. Do I think Downey has what it takes to be Doom? I don't know. Probably not. I've always kind of assumed Doom would be more of a, I don't know, just like a rough and gruff dude. But hey, we'll see. They have an idea, they have a thought, and they have Marvel's Fantastic Four coming out soon. Even if we're not really sure how it's going to do in the future. So hey, let's think about something more exciting. Yep, that's for me. New Lupin in 2D anime features film's net prequel reveals cast member and trailer. It's by Alex Mateo over at the Anime News Network. Set for an anime prequel titled Lupin the Third Nagata to Futari no Lupin. Then he got to end the two Lupins. And for Lupin the Third movie, Fujimi no Ketsukoku, Immortal Bloodline. Nice. The new feature-length film in the franchise revealed on Thursday the new trailer and cast member. I need voice. I need volume. Oh, there are two Lupins. When did that happen? It's any gossip. Oh. Alright, it's loud. Loud enough. Oh. Zenigata. I love how they're so fucking detailed in these films. Damn. Holy crackers. It's serious. Oh, it's not the Lupin she knows. Damn. Freaking headshots. Chicken! Hey. Is it the Bermuda Triangle? Sick. Lupin the Third. Futari Lupin. Oh man. He got shot. He shot. Damn, it's so sick. That looks sick. I'm looking forward to that. Oh man, I fucking love Lupin. All right, let's see what happens. Prequel begins streaming. Oh, let's go! In various seasons in Japan, including Amazon Prime's June 20th. The series anime will feature a returning cast and staff. The hard action net animes. Okay, that's what a net anime is. Like, there's nothing stopping it from just doing the thing. Cool. Centers on Inspector Zenigata, Lupin's nemesis and erstwhile ally, as a protagonist. Okay, the story begins with an explosive terrorist attack in the airport in the wintry Soviet Union, a wordplay on the Japanese term for the Soviet Union. With Lupin cast as a prime suspect, Zenigata apprehends Lupin, who maintains his innocence, and Zenigata is quickly embroiled in a plot that seems to involve more than one Lupin. Fujimi no Ketutsu film will open in Japan on June 27th. The film story follows Lupin and his team as they seek a treasure on the mysterious unmarked island, Bermuda Triangle. Cast members include this person's Mortal Man and Safira, a mysterious girl who serves Momu. Woman called Fujiko Mine, Greenstone, is returning to the franchise directed film at Telecom Animation. Spray is returning to screenplay, and Shimati is returning from the 3 films composed in music. Heck yeah. Kato Ishii is returning from 3 films as creative advisor. TMS Entertainment is credited with production and writing. Toho Next will distribute the film. Rock band BZ's will perform the film's theme song, The Third Eye. Oh, damn. That's based. Third Eye. According to the staff, the film will be the first 2D feature-length anime in the franchise in nearly 30 years, since Lupin 3 Dead or Alive in 1996. Ayo. Since then, screenplays Shigen's Gravestone, Lavender Gomez Spread, and Fujiko Mino's Live, but those were not feature-length films. 2019's film Lupin the First was CG, and 2013 Lupin vs. Detective Conan movie, and 2023 Cat's Eye were both crossover films. That is true, man. So that's happening. That's so cool. Also, damn. There's so much to digest with all this. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. It's like I think we're at prime time for like a Lupin revival, and I've personally, just never stopped watching Lupin. Just kind of kept it in my back pocket. I don't have as much time to do that these days. I would love to rewatch the original series, because even as campy and as kind of off the handle as it is, it kind of provides a starting point for like what we had to go through in order for us to reach this point. And this point that we're at right now, dude, I'm so ready. I can completely see this thing come back around, and I really hope it does. I really hope that Lupin becomes like a new thing, because trust me, man, we need a lot more critical thinking in the universe, and Lupin's got the stuff. He's got the mask, man. He got the old lady mask. Because you gotta be quick. You gotta be smart. You gotta be wise. Because Switch 2 is selling now, but Nintendo believes it can meet the demand through the holiday. It's already stocked in many Mario Kart World Machine, huh? This is by Ethan Gotch over at Kotaku. Or sorry, yeah. Oh, I said that instinctively. Ethan, you and I. Man. Chicken Dog was the first person to get the Switch 2 at launch in New York City, and Nintendo promises you'll be far from the last. Even as the new system starts selling out in most retailers, the company says it believes it will be able to meet the demand through the rest of 2025, avoiding the scarcity issues that plagued the PlayStation 5 for years. While June 5th launch of Nintendo's new hardware has gone relatively smoothly, with fans who lined up for early pre-orders the day of inventory available to secure Switch 2, latecomers are already finding it harder to get, while new inventory comes and goes in a rolling basis. Places like Best Buy, Walmart, Target, and GameStop are already showing that the Switch 2 is out of stock more often than not. We saw Target yesterday, or 2 days ago. Still, Nintendo American President Joe Bowser sought to reassure people that even if Switch 2 becomes hard to find, it won't be impossible to get. Quote, "We have a steady supply of manufacturing that will be coming in, and we believe we'll be able to meet the demand all the way through the summer, through Father's Day, and then on to the holiday period," end quote. He said on CBS Mornings this week via Nintendo Life, adding that the stores often stagger the inventory availability instead of releasing it all at once. Smart. The host also grilled Bowser on the Switch 2's $450 price tag, the highest non-inflation adjusted price in the company's history. He stressed that the new hardware was, quote, built from the ground up, with new features and better spec, pushed back against the implication that it's an overpriced upgrade. He also asked about tariffs, which still threaten to torpedo that pricing strategy if a current pause lapses next month. If the current pause lapses next month. Quote, still very fluid, complex situation. As for most companies, Bowser said, we'll continually looking for various scenarios of how we make sure we can keep our pricing as low as possible and products as obtainable as possible. For Switch 2, we've already announced we'll be holding our pricing for $449 for the base unit, $500 for the bundle, but we did have to take some pricing increases on some accessories. While Nintendo hasn't released the official sales figures, the Switch 2 already seems to be shaping up to the company's biggest new console release ever. And it's not just Switch 2 flying off shelves during launch. Limited stock of some physical games and even many first-party accessories also seems to be selling through many big box stores. Kotaku has heard from sources at some retailers like GameStop that many stores are expected to get new allotments of inventory as early as next week. We'll see if the quote out of stock signs Nintendo sent stores mostly just collect dust or stay up through the summer. Yep, that's a lot. Big week for them. They launched, they did the thing. I was there. Let me tell you a little backstory on that one. I woke up like at 6. Yeah, at 6. I woke up at 6 and I stood there for like the night before, after we logged off of Fortnite, and I mentioned to the dudes, I'm debating whether I want to go wait in line for the Switch. I stayed up like a good hour or two after like doing the editing or whatever. And I was just there. I was just there like laying down. I was like, do I need a Switch? Like, do I really want to do this today? And for a cool hour, I was just there contemplating. It was the fact that they showed off Pokemon in Reddit and how the performance was so much better than the original Switch. And that alone proved to me that this console had potential to actually run games. So at that point, I sat there and said, okay, I quote unquote want the upgrade. I want the specs, but do I want to do this? Do I need this? Why should I go wait in line for a console? And as I kind of just sat there, laid there, and I went through it, it was the idea of like, man, we haven't had a console launch that's like normalized as this, right? PS4, I believe I picked that one up at 9 p.m., but it wasn't that. The 9 p.m. launch was kind of interesting. PS4 is probably the last time we had like an actual launch that I remember at a GameStop, and that was cool. It was alright. The 5 was an interesting one because I remember driving out to Target to try to pre-order it, and then I remember driving to a GameStop trying to pre-order it. That did not happen. And I remember being frustrated because like, damn, I'm like right here, I'm on the spot, like I'm ahead of the schedule, like I know this shit. I'm ahead of the schedule. Why isn't it happening? What is wrong with these people? And at the end of the day, it was that the GameStop employees didn't know what was going on. It was that Target people didn't want to like fucking deal with it. It was so much bullshit that at the end of it, thank God PlayStation sent me a fucking invitation to buy it, and I signed up. I got my PS5. The person that I was with at the time, she went on Amazon and she was able to scoop one up. So it wasn't impossible, but it was just completely unnecessary. And like that feeling never really left my brain. I just really disliked the idea of like having to stress myself out over a fucking brick that like probably wouldn't bring much value into my life, even though it kind of did because it's when I started streaming. But you understand that it's these choices that like, do we need to be a consumeristic place, right? Do we need to be consumers all the fucking time? Well, it's in our nature. It's in our blood, apparently. But this meant more to me than just like money, right? To me, this meant that people were gonna go. To me, it meant that people were quote unquote excited for this. And to me, it meant that like there was gonna be the next generation of gamers. Just even if they are still gamers, right? But like the next generation of console was being adopted by the gamers. And I wanted to be there for that. No, I needed to be there for that. It meant more to me being in line, talking to those people, touching base with the humans who are out there playing video games, than being able to stay at home and to hit a button on Amazon so I can get it shipped to me like late or whatever. So yeah, that's what I take from all this. It was a great time. It was incredible. Do I want to do this every year? Fuck no. But for this time, right? For this revamping of what is the gaming market, what is the gamers in this generation, and hopefully seeing that there is still support for this medium, but albeit with a bit more skepticism, I guess. Again, like I did not convince myself to get this console until the day before the launch date. So that morning, I woke up, I drove my ass to the mall. I was like, you know what? This mall doesn't open until this time. That means if I get there before they open, I'll technically be ready. I'll be first. And lo and behold, I was not the only one with that mindset. And those were the friends I made that day. A group of 4 of us, which then became a line, which then became almost like a support system. It's I'm telling you, it's fucking crazy to find your people in the wild, because while you're all lined up, you're all kind of like egging each other on. It's like, nah, man, we're gonna make it. We got this. Now, don't trip. Look at those people. Look at that line. These people are ready for this. This is gonna be a good launch. Just humanity fucking survives. Humanity finds a way. Resiliency is our biggest asset. And seeing that from the gamers means something to me. So I'm in the club. I am not crying in the club. Switch 2 is in my back pocket, and if the universe is ready for whatever is going to happen in these next few years, I hope that sense of connectivity can prosper and carry forward. That is, I think, what is most important to me, that the more and more, the wider this fandom gets, the more nations kind of jump on the video game bandwagon. It's our responsibility to kind of work with each other to make sure that this is safe for everyone. Not because like we need to be careful about everybody and we do not step toes, but because it should be second nature to just support it, just be part of something bigger, without letting the ego step in, or without letting your pride like disrupt someone else's chance for joy. So fuck scalpers, and fuck all those people who get a kick out of ruining someone else's day. Truly the worst of us, but together we'll try. Because Microsoft wants in on the handheld consoles. Microsoft has revealed the first Xbox handheld, and it will be released later this year. This is by Jordan Miller over at VGC. Yosh. Ally X Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme, 24 gigs, 1 terabyte storage. Ryzen Z8, no AI, just Z2, no Extreme A, 16 gigabytes, and 526 memory. Yeah, you just want to buy this one. Just buy this one. Don't even bother. You want memory to run things. More than anything, you want memory to be able to run your things smoothly. And that's what this is all about. Why they would make 2 SKUs, I don't know. Maybe... Okay, we'll talk about it at the end of this. Microsoft has announced ROG Xbox Ally, an Xbox handheld developed by Asus. Play games natively and stream to cloud. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Play games natively. Now we're talking. The Xbox Ally X with lower specs. Holy shit, that's loud. Are set to release this holiday season, Microsoft said, but no pricing details have been shared. Devices are able to run Windows games purchased via PC through Xbox from Battle.net, GOG, Ubisoft Connect, Steam, and Xbox is designed to display games from all those marketplaces. There you go. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Matrix. Damn, it looks hard. I'm not gonna lie. Damn. Suddenly the Switch 2 is starting to sweat. I like how they showed Silksong gameplay. Did we announce Silksong yet? What's up with that? Impulse triggers. Driven by AMD Ryzen. You got the RGB sticks, man. This is an Xbox. Holiday 2025. There you go. There's that. Specs for the devices are that. Asus Consumer Vice President Sean Yen told the GameFile that Xbox Ally will offer 720 gaming experience, while the Ally X will provide games at 900p to 800p. Because these handhelds run Windows, you will have access to games you can't get elsewhere, so you can enjoy the full freedom and versatility of PC gaming. Download games from your favorite storefront, run apps like Discord, watch your favorite streamers on Twitch, and play your favorite mods, all straight from the Xbox experience. Power on your Ally, you'll boot directly into Xbox full screen experience, new feature optimized specifically for handheld gaming. New modifications with minimized background activity that defer non-essential tasks, more system resources, and dedicated specifically to gameplay. Means more memory, higher frame rates, and the fully immersive experience for all players. All made possible with versatility and freedom of Windows. Players who purchase an Xbox Ally and are new to Game Pass will gain access to a free trial. Microsoft said that it's also planning on a launch partner program that help developers clearly showcase their games that have been optimized for handhelds. Microsoft is also partnering with Roblox for the launch of Xbox Ally. For the first time, Roblox will be playable natively and optimized for gaming handhelds. It said, Ally will be available in Australia, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Italy, Korea, Japan, Singapore, Arabs, Kingdoms, United States. Ability to follow for other markets where ROG Ally series products are told today. Okay. Future handheld devices would combine best of Xbox and Windows. I would say it's bringing the best of Xbox and Windows together because we have spent the last 20 years building world-class operating system, but it's really locked on the console. Ronald told Verge, what we're doing is we're really focused on how do we bring those experiences for both players and developers to the broader Windows ecosystem. Kill! Alright. Here's my first two takes. That shit's sick. If it runs the way it runs, yeah, that shit is sick. Compared to the Switch, right? We're now looking at an Xbox console that can connect to your Windows games. I think that means no Steam, or maybe that does mean Steam. I'm not too sure. But again, so if we want to take the rundown, it is now the Steam Deck, which plays Valve games, which plays anything you want to hack it with. Now we have the PlayStation Portal, which is a streaming only capabilities, and you can stream your PS5 directly. Sometimes it gets a little choppy, and you can stream PlayStation. What do they call it? PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now games. That's what I'm gonna call it. You can stream games to your PlayStation Portal. So there's not a huge selection, but you can stream things to your portal. That works. Meh. Finally, we just launched the Switch 2, which can play Nintendo. It is Nintendo, and it does that. It plays games natively with cards, and it streams graphics into your console, and that allows you to play at higher frames. I would say currently it probably runs like at 60 with maybe like 1080, perhaps 140p, perhaps. But if this is hitting the same screen clarity that the Switch is hitting, I can almost assume that this is going to be a little bit better. But I would have to check on the Switch 2, what that's all about. So it's getting kind of competitive out there, man. Real talk. First, it was the console space of that box inside your house. And slowly but surely, when PC became more and more of the common thing, things more and more commonly, PC became like the big dogs. Everybody was streaming. Everybody was downloading on Valve. Valve became like the big company that it is now. Epic Games, everybody wanted their launchers and all that stuff. And now we're at a place where the console wars become the handheld space. Not only do we have the power to make these things run fast and run very well, it depends what sort of like partnerships we have with them in terms of like what Nintendo game, what PlayStation game, what Xbox game now you can play with this. And then one might argue that if this runs the Xbox Game Pass system, then you're pretty much sold. You're set with this, and that is very, very, very competitive. So I'm so curious to see what happens when these guys drop. I don't know if I'll get one day one. Like, I'm not really there with Xbox, but if this drops and it shows everything that it needs to do and it does a little bit more, essentially all I really need is to download the Steam app and maybe go from there. Probably not, actually, because you'd have to have the Steam OS. But so you do that, you figure things out from there. But incredible, very ambitious. If this can compare to the Steam Deck, I think this might have a bit of an edge in terms of like the pricing and the equipment inside of it. I would be very impressed and like about it if these guys do all that and a little bit more. I think they have a good chance to do something incredible here. This might be the turning point for Xbox. They're on a up and up winning streak. This might be what they need to push them over the edge and be maybe even as prominent as PlayStation in this next generation. PlayStation, who has been kind of dropping the ball, really not giving the gamers what they deserve and kind of like feeding their own wallets, has been showing, and they've been cutting corners in places where they could have instead been more ambitious and made the PlayStation Portal a bit more like complete, right? And then you would have been able to compete with something like this. But if Sony decides to now look at this and make something to compete with this, then we'll have an interesting couple of years. Who's gonna pay for it? Fuck, man, that's the question. But hey, looking good out there. Keep it up. We like this technology. That's not the only technological advancement. 'Cause, ladies and gentlemen, it's fucking here. You may have seen our reactions of the state of play, and honestly, something's just happening. You know? Tribute Games announced a Scott Pilgrim EX game for release in 2026. This is by Crystal Hodgins. Crystal, my dude, at Best Grill over at the Anime News Network. Let's go. Summer Game Fest event on Friday revealed the Monterey-based Tribute Games team at T-Shredder's Revenge is developing the Scott Pilgrim EX game in 2026. Once they said vegans and robots, I was like, wait a minute. And then when they had the Gideon logo, I was like, it is. I'm so hyped. So cool. Original creator Brian Lee Malley. Scott Pilgrim takes off scriptwriter Ben David Grabinski. Pixel artist Paul Robertson and composer Anna Managuchi are participating in the project. Tribute Games describes the game. Toronto 20XX. That's a Mega Man reference. When Scott Pilgrim's bandmates are abducted by shadowy forces, a brand new brawling adventure begins. Scott Pilgrim EX takes players on a wild ride through the sprawling streets of Toronto, battling 3 new enemy factions across space and time. Engage in the creative combat upgrades of your characters and discover hidden secrets. If it's like a 2-player game, I think that might actually work out. 7-player characters, but like 2 per screen, right? I think that might work. This game will release for Steam. Okay. Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X. Eso. Yeah, man. That's so cool. That's so cool. Already? Damn. Can we just like... Why does everything have to be so reactionary? Like, just say what you have to say without being like... Right? Like, when did we become so fucking, like, clickbaity? Can't we just have a normal fucking conversation? Like, hey, man, this is pretty much a PS Pro. This is a Switch Pro. Don't buy it if you don't really have any back library that you want to play. And clearly right now, if there's no other game besides Mario Kart World, you don't necessarily need it. That's it. Fucking stupid. But Scott Pilgrim, he's there. So, I mean, this was one of those surprise announcements. Never in 1,000 years did I assume that we would get another Scott Pilgrim game. I guess it's understated how much that game really meant to the creators, because it meant a lot to me. So I'm surprised that they're actually trying to do this again. But, man, that's what I'm talking about. We got Brian Lee O'Malley, we got Ben Grabinski working together, and Anna Managuchi, man, Pixar artist Paul Robertson, and then Anna Managuchi, dude. We got the group together, and they're all just trying to probably write a continuation to whatever Scott Pilgrim takes off. Understanding that we probably won't get a second Netflix season, then I think this is the next big thing. And if this actually gives us new quote-unquote storyline content, then that means a lot to me. It's just cool to see their story continue, even if it's like just for the fun of it. So hey, all right, let's talk about something a little bit more serious. Interview. Sonic Team Head Talks Crossroads, competing with Mario Kart World League Culture. It is by Chris Scullion over at VGC. I'm gonna see how long this is, because I don't have that much time. Of course it's long. It's an interview. So I'm gonna read a couple of points and then we'll go from there. Okay. Even for the conceptual level, I think both titles are going in a different direction and offering different experience to people, so the design itself is fundamentally different. I know there are life streams elements crosswords. Normally, the aim is to contain item or content. And mine is first build Mario Kart World was open world. I wonder if the team thought, oh, that's good because it kind of separates the games a bit. They almost complain each other now, and I don't feel like direct competitors because although they both kart racing games, say some gone in different directions. We released Team Sonic Racing. We hear a lot of all-star racing fans who are like, hey, what happened to all the collabs? Weren't there collabs in this game? We really wanted that, so we kind of took that to heart. Miku! Fuck yeah, it's so cool. Big announcement this weekend's crossover event. Alright, we'll leave it at that. So it's cool. They're coming back around. He's just talking about leaks and he said, oh man, we're just trying to do this very cool. I wish they showed more. They actually had a reference to it. I don't necessarily have time to read all this, but and leak culture. Included. Say Froster 15 out. Crossfit only transformed. Following announcement, I sat with two good discuss the game's project. Obviously, the announcement was a crossfit now, which we do. We're in development of the game until the Sonic. Okay, we're developing the game. We're really thinking of Sonic racing game in order to make that way. We're learning the game since we're there until building a constructed way should be, and we kind of locked it down. We stage the IP holders who are in charge of various contents. We may Sonic ranks how it works. Of course, can elaborate with you and understand. So let's start with this conversation in order to get them on board. So presumably, most of the colored reps were integrated by Sonic team, reaching out to IP owners rather than those companies approaching you. We're looking for a way to collaborate with Sonic. Yes, a lot of collaboration we needed to secure before we could even announce the title. So we had to be the ones proactively going out there and promote the title that we were making. Get people to board to early, give us some time in order with the announcement. Record just Sonic racing was part of that was driving force between the back and main focus. Listen to what people wanted, and the whole concept of the game is in addition good elements for Sonic racing games. Alright, cool. Okay. Alright, well there's that. So you got Mario, you got Sonic, you got crossovers, you got Smash vibes, you got a lot of exciting things. So we'll just watch the trailer one last time. And it's cool, man. This was a real, like, a sleeper, man. We had no idea. Because it's Sonic Racing. We're like, cool, I'm into it. And out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, man. What did you say, Sonic? Yeah, this game looks epic. So this is probably gonna be one of those vibes, man. I'm looking forward to this actually. I mentioned before, like they did the beta testing, and like I was like, man, that's actually pretty dope. And now adding all these Muku vibes is where it's at. Ichiban. So funny. It's funny because you're just adding like humans to like the anthropomorphic Sonic universe. So there we go. They all got their music vibes too. Very creative with the track designs. So it looks like they're really trying this time around. I'm liking that vibe. Oh, what's going on there? The Tulu. Oh, Minecraft. They got Steve. They got Jack Black, man. Ender Dragon. Sick. September coming out very soon. A couple months. Look forward to that. He got more hypes. That's cool. So they're doing that. They're doing a lot of fun things with those characters. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see if their endeavors pulls off. This could be the next generation of Sonic, you know, getting that Sonic and Friends vibe. So, hey, this goes in the skies as no one knows. Why are you singing? All right. Oh, actually, we get copyright all the time for this. Cállate, way. Thank you. Because Pompo's in the house. Listen, this is one of those times. I'm sorry. Okay, this is one of those times. Pompo, Cinephile director Takio Hiaro reveals new teaser image for Wasted Chef anime project. Let's freaking go. Anime director Takayuki Hirao. Yo-Yo and Nene. Wow. Teases next anime project, tentatively codenamed Wasted Chef, with a preview of new image board concept on a 4th anniversary screen of the Pompo the Cinephile film in Tokyo on Wednesday. Good film. The art shows modern day Tokyo. He also previously shared art of a hamburger. Let's go. That's an interesting vibe. Wasted Chef hamburger. It is a hamburger because it doesn't have cheese on it. Ayo. Hirao was reuniting his staff from the Pompo Cinephile film for the new original animation project. The project has already begun production. Hirao is once again directing that Clap, and Lickus recoil directors and Sword Art Online character designer Shingo Adachi is back from the Pumpo cinephile design to the characters. Really? Sword Art Online did Pumpo characters? Wow. Another Pumpo variant, Kenta Matsukuma, common Black Rider, is composing the music. Pumpo cinephile was slated to open in 2020 in Japan, but was delayed to March 2021 opening due to various circumstances. Then delayed again to June 2021 opening due to the spread of the new coronavirus disease. Anime film premiered in North America on Montreal's 25th Fantasia International Film Festival in August 2021. G-Kids began screening the film in the US on April 2022, followed by home and video releases that summer. Yup, I was there. And it shocked the fuck out of everybody in that movie theater. Oh my god, I will never forget that feeling. Yeah, I don't know if it was because of the storyline or like just kind of the writing that came with that, the Pump of the Cinephile, because it is a manga, but this just the way they presented that film really shook me to my core, man. It is probably one of my favorite anime films, period, and it definitely deserves the 7 out of 7 rating. So to see that this guy is coming back around to do something with a wasted chef, baby, you already know. So fucking ready. So Godspeed, my friend. I hope they do a great job, and I'm looking forward to whatever new art design we're looking forward to. So cool. But guess what else we're looking forward to? We is a strong word, but hey. Megan 2 director on possibly redeeming the character and a porno inspiration in her voice. IGN. This is by Eric Goldman over at IGN. 2.0 writer and director Gerald Johnson stopped by IGN Live to discuss the sequel. He also previewed what to expect in the film, debuted a new clip, which is embedded below. Having also directed a 23 hit that introduced Megan, Johnson spoke with IGN's Tom Jorgensen about the evolution of the character and franchise into this wild new territory in the sequel. In the clip, Megan is seen with a towel after a fight training session, which begs the question, why would Megan have need of a towel, given she's a robot and doesn't sweat? Johnstone laughed that he is familiar with the question and explained it was because for Megan, it's all about the look and the attitude. It's the fun of the character. Quote, it's the fun of the character. She's got a towel or she's wearing goggles in a later scene. And I know people were saying, quote, why does she need this? And the answer is, because she can. Because she wants to. Johnson also spoke about the character's memorable voice performed by Jenna Davis, matching Amy Donald's on-set movements. With some digital tweaks, if the way she speaks reminds you of GLaDOS, you're not wrong. As Johnston explained, getting her voice right was a really tricky thing to do. Noting they spent quite a lot of time getting it right. Ultimately, quote, the more I described to it to sound designer PK Hooker, the more he said, oh, you mean the robot from Portal. The footage we've seen from Megan 2.0 seems to be positioning her into a much heroic role as she takes on a new threat, Amelia Ivanda, and a military-created robot using Megan's tech who is now out of control. So should we consider Megan a good guy now? Kind of. Johnson noted that when the first Megan opened, despite Megan outright killing people and a dog during the course of the film, quote, the amazing thing about the first movie is people thought of her as a hero, end quote. He explained that Megan 2.0 asked, quote, is she really evil or just doing what she was taught to do? Going back to retreading what we did in the first movie didn't make any sense. Giving her a redemption arc just made sense. But at the same time, we're not sure if we can trust her. That's part of the ongoing mystery of the movie. Is this all a long con? End quote. Megan 2 is opening in the midst of much widespread use of and debated about AI. Johnson observed that the theme of the first movie was really about iPads and how iPads are pervasive, and Megan is sort of an iPad with legs. However, they were of course aware Megan plays into a different topicality now, and noted that with AI not going anywhere and people deciding, quote, maybe we should try to work with it, the movie links into those themes. What are we looking at here? It's not fucking doing. Not doing the thing, son. Jesus Christ, IGN. It's that while they had a bit more money to play with Megan 2.0, we probably had the budget of the opening scene of Terminator 2. What? Purposely evoking a movie where he acknowledged Megan 2 as being compared to. However, he added, when it came to making use of the money they had, Quote, we punched above our weight. We pushed the action hard when we really went for it. It feels like a crazy batshit epic film, and I think people are really going to love it. Megan 2 opens on June 27th. Intense. Wow. Damn it, James Gunn. All right. Plastic quill. All right. Well, there's that. Megan 2 kind of being this thing. I think it's more of like an what is it called? Alita Battle Angel vibe. So we'll see how that plays out. I think there's chances for it to be kind of cool, and we'll see if it is the same people who are kind of out there asking questions and putting in horror films, then maybe they're due for like something less horror-y and something more ambitious. And if that's what this is, a little action flick from this dude over here, then hey, we'll see what happens. Godspeed. But one last story to tell. It's true. Resident Evil 9 executive producer trolls everyone and actually announces it. This is by Zach Swain over at Kotaku. Interesting jack I got right there. Resident Evil 9's executive producer Jun Takeuchi announced today at Summer Game Fest that he was not ready to announce anything about the next main entry in the series. Sorry, see you later. That wasn't a lie. He said not right now, but in 5 minutes. Actually, Capcom tricked us and announced Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Sheesh. Never mind, folks. Capcom and Takeuchi played a fast one on us and released a trailer for Resident Evil 9 just minutes after telling everyone otherwise. The game is out on February 27th, 2026. It's coming to PS5, Xbox, and PC. Well, I guess he did say we'd get more info in the blink of an eye. Here's the trailer. In the surprise trailer, we see a woman who is working for the FBI and looking into some strange murders. Then some wild stuff happens, and suddenly we are transported to what appears to be the old Raccoon City police station. But it looks post-apocalyptic almost. Not sure what's going on here, but I'm excited for fans to dig in and find all the details. Yeah, it's post-apocalyptic because it's after the nuke was launched in Resident Evil 3, right? We just go on from there. I thought this was gonna be like the daughter of Ethan or whatever. Ethan, whatever his face. But we have a name, so I guess it's not it. What's wrong with her? Interesting. Here, put this down.
If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating.
It's not the first one.
Good technical analysts on this.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Redwood Hotel. I know.
Oh,
Your mother was murdered.
so you're gonna take place in the hotel this whole time. Whoa, they're going after Silent Hill, man. Silent Hill 2.
Perhaps it's time for you to taste the past.
Also, she's part of the FBI, so I don't trust anything those people say. No bueno. So she's not a field agent, but they sent her out anyways, huh? Damn. Who's coming?
Now that you're the one that I've been searching for. Special one. Chosen one.
There's that bomb that went off. The nuke.
All these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
So if the bomb is launched, then that was just a bomb. It was a nuke though.
Everyone's gone.
Yeah, everybody in the crowd cheering. Requiem. That's a JoJo reference. There you go. And that was the final. That was the final showcase of the Summer Games Fest. Cool. Excited finally. And here's how Capcom describes the game from its official website. Requiem is a ninth title in the mainline Resident Evil series. Prepare to escape death in a heart-stopping experience that will chill you to your core. A new era of survival horror begins in 2026. Technological advancements combined with the developable team's depth and experience combined in story with rich characters and gameplay that's more immersive than ever before. Yeesh. Fans expected a big Resident Evil 9 reveal during the event today as leakers continue to hint that was going to happen. And yet, it didn't happen. At one point, the actress who voices Lady D in Resident Evil appeared, but that was just to promote a Capcom sale on Steam. Then she appeared again, celebrating the birthday of the series and throwing to Takeuchi, who didn't introduce the trailer, but instead asked fans to wait a bit longer. Quote, "Thanks to all of you, Resident Evil is about to celebrate its 3rd anniversary coming this month." That's right, I'm almost 30 years old. And Takeuchi said, quote, now about the latest Resident Evil game that you all have been waiting for. Bear with us a little longer. Just a blink of an eye, more, and it'll be ready. Nice. Rumors have swirled about the new Resident Evil entry following the release of Resident Evil Village in 2021, though Capcom did hint at Village officially being the 8th entry via its logo, which contained a stylized 8th. The game didn't technically include an 8 in the title, leading some to believe that it was a spin-off Resident Evil 7. And with today's lack of a name or anything else, we will still have to wait and see if Capcom counts the Village as a full-fledged 8th entry. The franchise or the next game will be named Resident Evil 8. It all seems seriously confusing, but that's to be expected with this series. Nope, because it's called Requiem. So that happened. Interesting. So that means that these guys write these trailers the moment the trailers drop online, and they don't even know what they're talking about. Cool. No, it's all good. But it goes to show like how like fast they have to do this, right? And like if I can be honest, I don't really see people enjoying the moment when you have to keep on looking down and writing or something. But I get it. That's a me thing. I completely get it. Or maybe some people are used to just typing without looking at the screen. So good on them. Zack Swain, the best of us out there. Stay safe, my friend. And stay safe for everyone out here. That is the end of our news segment. Thankfully, not a couple of bad stories to tell. You know what I mean? It's nice. We're getting some new entertainment. We got the world of gaming growing, expanding, and we'll have to wait and see what that means. We got a new handheld. We got an ambitious new project from Microsoft when the handhelds. And we still got so much things to try out. So stay tuned. Hit that like. Subscribe. Know that we got things covered for y'all. Anything anime related. Anything video game related. Everything pop culture. That's the way we like it, baby. So if you enjoyed that, remember, please stick around. We got fun things to do. I think we still got that episode 11 of Fire Force that's happening too. Lots of fun. But hey, I'm gonna throw the ball back over to the homie who's gonna be here to hit some notes on his guitar, and we'll see where that goes. Ja, chato. And I continue trying to hear if there's anything happening outside. All right. Looks like we're going okay. And my throat is a little funky. I might just get some water. So that's been fun. I'm I have not had a time to sit down and play the Switch. Can you believe that that is my life in this generation? Because I can't. But man, I need to look into that. I definitely want to play Mario Kart World. I definitely want to go out there and do more things with Switch. I definitely want to play a couple of the older titles. I'm currently trying to see what actually looks good when we run it back. Certain games do get that upscaling, but other games kind of seems like they look even shittier now because they look so good on the new console that it makes their based values look super shitty. But hey, that's just the power of progress, you know what I mean? So it's there. We're there to look into it. I guess something like the Xbox handheld might do a better job of kind of scaling or upscaling those titles. So again, you get into this interesting territory of who actually knows what they're doing and like how will that influence our technology in the next couple of years? Because that's all exciting to me. I love science. I love technology. I like numbers. It's good, you know. And when we put the power in the right hands, or we put the power to the people that care, right? Maybe not the right is a strong word, but people who have emotions, people who have dreams, people who have ambitions, people who care about the end goal, the end product, then yeah, I believe we can look forward to something great. But great, so far away. All we got is a dude with a guitar and Okami with a Guitar Hero guitar. So, who knows? The future is big, the future is vast. You'll never know where you end up. Give it a chance. Give it a shot. Have fun. So. Vamos pues. I believe I got this. Oh yeah, hold it. I'm getting there. Today is the greatest day I never know. Can't live for tomorrow. Tomorrow has too long. I burn my eyes out before I get out. I wanted more than life could ever grant me. Mortified and sure of saving grace. Okay, barcodes. It's the greatest thing you never know. To live for tomorrow. Tomorrow my long, I'll tear my heart out before I give up. Think living so hard, yes, these regrets, my angel wings. The voicing or the sound balance is super bad. I'm gonna do that, okay? So fucking Christ. Jesus Christ, the sound balance on this is shit. So they go down the volume? Jesus Christ. So sorry, that never happens to me. Yeah, the sound on this is so fucking shit. Why is it so fucking low? I can't. Today is the greatest day you never know. Can't live for tomorrow. Tomorrow that's the cold. That earbud was in my ear. Before I get out anymore, then life could ever grant me. Mortify the shore, I'm saving faith. Today is the greatest day you never know. Can't live for tomorrow. Might not have that long. I'll tear my heart out before I get out. Riven scars to never forget. I tried so hard to cleanse these regrets. My angel wings will bruise and restrain. My belly stings. Today is the greatest day. Ooh. I wanna turn you on. I wanna turn you on. I wanna turn you on. I wanna turn you. Today is the greatest. Today is the greatest. Today is the greatest thing I have ever really known. Yeah. I had to get those higher notes. I was like, I'm not gonna do this if I can't hear the fucking song. Turns out that earbud wasn't in my ear all along. Disappointing. I know. Don't worry. Let's do it. This fucking mess. God, seriously. Keep it off. I don't care if your beautiful lips exist out there, 'cause I'm wonderless. Why the best can't make it in Hollywood no more. It's like a fountain taken before the smoke. It's the white sky, like a bird at night, and it's fake, just like the movies. Oh yeah. And I can't wait just to see you again. And your two faces are locked on mine. Had the worst time chasing the thought away. No, 'cause maybe I'm a fake Maybe you're to blame. Maybe I'm a star. Somewhere drunk in light. My mistakes won't leave me alone. Oh no. And if you don't find me on the front page, find a way to say that you saw me. And if you don't find me on the movie, find a way to say that you knew me. And if you don't find me on the front page, find a way to say that you saw me. And if you don't find me at all, then I won't care. Oh yeah. If I can find a place for a holiday, maybe I would call. You're a pale away from the mess that I've become. I'm destroying what I love. Can do some of it. That's how we do. Well, that's another Sunday wrapped up. Solid. Lots of stuff happening. Lots of news. We got a new console. Blah, 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 blah. All that really matters is where we go from here, right? It's the beginning. It's the start of something fresh, to start something new. Nintendo has always been that beacon, that bastion of independence, right? They've always done things their own way. They've always said what they wanted to say, and they've, for the longest time, we have looked up to them as they go out here and pioneer the Wii Motion. They pioneer the remotes, the freaking in-games, the motion controls. So much great ideas coming from a place that just wanted to maximize the fun. So let's watch. Let's wait. Let's understand what it is that we're really working with here. There's a lot of new players in the game, even if they've been there all along, just players with more say, more pull, and that's the part that gets me questioning what this is all for, what we're going towards, what is the end goal. But it is apparent that we do need this. We do need some escapism, yes, here and there, but methods of explaining things, of teaching things, of expressing emotions that would normally just be another fart in the wind. I do see games, or I do see narrative titles as a gateway to knowledge, right? I do see anything we do can be done for the benefit of our independence, of our humanity, of our well-being, of our intelligence, of our hope, of our dreams. What we listen to, what we play, what we watch, what we see, what we do influences all our dreams, all our imaginations, whether we like to believe it or not. There is a self-conscious out there that believes in all the shit that you're buying into. And I just want to make sure that we're doing this for the right reasons. At the end of the day, this is a community. This is an environment. This is a place of creativity if we choose to usher it into ambition. Creativity, I think, has the power to make us see things differently, to make us understand, to make us believe, to make us hope for better. And I believe it. I believe it. I believe to the bottom of my heart that there is a universe out there that just wants to be happy, that just wants to share love, that just wants to be at peace with the love they have acquired. So I'm shooting for it. Shooting for the stars. Believing in something that will be there. Because I'll be there. I told you before that as long as I can keep up with all these bullshits, with all these responsibilities, with all this fucking bills, then I'm here. So I'm trying, because I'm believing in something more than just myself. This has never been for me. Never. But I'll keep on going. So, if that is fun, if that is inspiring by any chance, then please stick around. We'll be here for you. Any questions, any advice, need of advice, lay it on us. We have brains. We can work through this. And hopefully, you'll be better off. So, with all that being said, it's been your boys. Call me so Stitch. Don't. EXP 626. Back at it, like a bad habit. We'll see you later. Yeah. Matane. Text Masters. We'll put it on the list. We'll see what it is. Ciao. Yeah. Take care. またね。